Assalamu alaikum. I think today we should talk about IC. We should talk about IC replacement. Yeah. When we are talking about IC replacement, there are two things involved. Some IC can't be found in the market unless you find a dummy board or a cloud board of your phone, so that you uh, you replace it. So you take it from one to another. You take it from one to another, and there are some IC too. You buy it, you buy you buy it, then you replace it. You buy it, then you replace. These are the two types we have. Sorry, I've changed the letters. These are the two types here. We have one and two. You order the IC from where you think you can get it. You order it from there, you replace it. You order it from AliExpress, you replace it, or you order a dummy bar from AliExpress, Amazon, a lot of market out there that you can buy the IC from there and replace it. So when it comes to replacing IC, these are the two ways of doing it. Either you buy a brand new IC and put it. That makes sure the brand new IC, then put it on it. Or you take a different board, you take the IC from that board and you replace it. So in all rounds, you have replaced the IC which has spoiled or the IC which has broken. So here comes the case: how do we remove IC from an iPhone motherboard? One and two. Uh, how do we put it on? The first one is how we remove it, and the second one is how to put it on. So this one also is a two things involved. Yeah, removing, removing, and placing, removing and placing it. So this one also has two ways apart. Here is buying or removing, and here is removing and placing. But this one comes first. Are we buying the IC which has broken, or are we going for? Are we removing it from a dead board or a iCloud replace board? In other way around, just to get that IC you are looking for. I purposely write this because I have some idea I want to share with you guys. When it comes to removing IC, is similar to replacing, but the issue here is hot your hot air gun settings might be different from my hot air gun settings. I would tell you to use maybe 380. I might tell you to use 380. Was maybe my sorry my head hot air gun and yours. I might tell you to use 380. Maybe my 380 is your 360. or my 380 might be your 410. So giving you my main settings, you have to have giving you my own settings, you have to have the same hot air gun I'm using, so that the settings can be the same. You might be using Yazone, I might be using iZone, you might be using different. They have different types of hot air gun out there in the market. So the most important thing is your nozzle. Which nozzle are you supposed to use when you are picking up an IC? There is this simple clue. You have to know this. The bigger your IC, the bigger your IC, you should have a nozzle half of it. So your IC should be bigger a bit. The nozzle should be half of it. It shouldn't be bigger than your IC. Your nozzle, when it's bigger than your IC, it blows and blows those little capacitors around it. It blow and blow those little capacitors around it, which is too bad. When it's to blow, it will blow all this way. You see that? So it will definitely blow all these capacitors and melt them away. So on your shivering hand, holding the tweezers, on your shivering hand, holding the tweezers, you might push this nigger. And when we push these ones too, you might get some shot over there too. So what we are going in for has becoming a different issue altogether. But when your nozzle is smaller, but when your nozzle mouth is smaller than your IC, and the IC is blowing this ways, because usually air never comes straight as the nozzle is. When your nozzle mouth is like this, the air never go in like this, straight like this. No, it's press, it's spread. So when it does like this, and your IC is a little bigger than it, it will still land on it. All the hot air will still land on it, which will make it safer, and the ball air will all melt together. It won't affect any capacitor around or anything around your IC, because the heat never reaches it that much. So when you are picking it, even if your hands is shivering, definitely it won't push this one far from its position. That will make it easier for you to pick. But there is this thing around IC. To everyone who is about to replace IC, I'll give you this advice. Whenever you replace an IC, before you complete your work, make sure the IC is working before you close whatever device you were doing. So after making sure the IC is working, find a UV glue, glue the IC to some particles around the board, so that the IC will hold firmly. We will one day talk about this UV glue matter. It's really, really, I won't say it's very, very important. I won't lie to you guys. It's very, very important. Putting those UV glues around it. Let's let's dive into this microscope and see what we are talking about. And this board was just separated. The uh, the IC has not been removed yet. So we are those to do that. So let's go under the microscope and see what we are talking about. A minute, please. You see what we are talking about. This is original glue around this power IC. Why this glue? This is power IC we are talking of. Though, uh, though the lead is placed well and the lead is cured, but don't forget about some IC got hot. So when this IC is hot, for instance, it's hotter than the the what do you call it? The lead beneath it. Whenever an a lead gets too much hot, it melts. So let's assume this IC is hotter than the ball lead beneath it. So let's zoom one ball lead. So when this, assuming this is the full ball lead, when the lead beneath it is hotter, definitely it will melt. And when this thing melts, each of the it will be divided into two, and each one will go into its separate way. One will go on the board, and the other part will left on the IC like this. So when the other part is left on the IC, usually this we won't say it is separated because it's not that gabby that you can look at it and see the gap between it. It's not like that. So we usually call it a crack because when they are these two surfaces, the lead usually separates in a crack form. When you look at it, you thought it is connected to each other, but when you put multimeter on both sides, you will see that it won't buzzer simply because there is a crack beneath it, and or simple because they have melted and each one is on its own. They have moved to their separate ways. Sorry guys. I I was on this thing when I was talking about this. So let's repeat this thing again. Here are the ball IC, and assuming this is a full lead ball IC1, and when this thing gets hotter, each one will go on its separate way. One will go to the IC side, and the other will go to the board side. So when they go like this, you can't look at it by your eye and say, no, the IC is not connected. No, we will need a multimeter to test both angle and confirm that they are not connected. And usually, when it's melted and separated, it doesn't separate with too much gap like this. It's usually separated like this. We call it a crack. It's crack in the middle. So when you touch it with a multimeter, they are not connected to each other. But when you look at it, it seems they are connected to each other. When there is heat on the IC, when there is heat on IC, that's usually what causes to it. That's why the original factory, after replacing all IC, they put glue. They put their UV glue. They put UV glue around it. They put UV glue around it. They more time put glue that is not it doesn't condense to heat, or it doesn't transfer heat, or normally it's not is heat proof. So when this glue are attached to side of the IC and the IC gets melt, this glue has already hold the IC in a firm position. So no matter how much the lead will come, it will still won't separate till the moment the phone will cool down again, or the phone itself will notify that I'm heating. So I supposed to bring error or notification that I'm getting too much heat. So I need to cool down. So when the phone get to that state and cool down again, the layers are still connected. You won't have any issue with this thing. That's why usually on the top companies, after placing their IC and everything, they secure it with UV glue. So let's go to the microscope and check what UV glue is. A minute, please. Let's go to the microscope and check what UV glue is. I hope you guys can see there is this shiny water at the edge of this ice. That's what we call the glue. Here are the glue, as you can see. It's, it, it doesn't scribe easier like that unless you give it a bit of heat around. So when you give it a little bit, a little heat around, and you try to scribe it, you can see it's now removing. You can see how it is removed. You see that? You see how it was removed. And we then go to the other side also. We give it a little bit of heat. As you can see, my power station is giving it. As you can see, my hot station is giving it 200 with airflow uh, 30. But usually the air doesn't the, the airflow doesn't matter much here, because the heat we are giving it is not melting anything from the board. It will just melt part of the separation layer, and melting that one too sometimes is the best, because when you are prepared, when you are separating it, some get taller, so when the melt get to it, you just push it and rearrange it where it's supposed to be. So we make sure we cut all the UV glue around. We make sure we cut all the the glue around, so that we can have an open layer of our IC, because we don't want, in the process of taking the IC, the IC should be cracked. And there is another two things involved when taking out an IC from a dummy board. The first board, the IC spoil on it, we secure the board when we are taking out the IC. And the second board, we need the IC, we secure the IC when we are taking out the IC. So here we secure the board, here we secure the IC. In this case, how do we secure the board and how do we secure the IC? Uh, when we are taking this IC, assuming we are taking this IC, we are taking this IC to a board, we are taking this IC to a working phone. We don't care about those, the side and side. We don't care about the side and side. This all the resistance around it, all the bulk IC, everything. We don't care about anything around it. All we care about is this IC. So if you take you to spoil all this and get beneath the IC, so simple, do that. Because what you needed the most is the IC. But when we are on the working phone, we make sure we secure everything. For that one, you relax and put in an effort of working, because you are not, the device is not brought for you to spoil, it was brought for you to fix. So you are going all way rounds to fix it. You are going all way rounds to fix it. The reason why we are using the power side glue is the power side glue is the most tough one on all iPhone when you are able to remove this glue, I don't think you will be afraid of removing those at the CPU side. Yeah, we are using the Izun hot air gun with this smart control. And sorry to say this too, when removing the glue, it usually doesn't care about which nozzle you use because the heat you need for removing glue is not that much, and it's kind of heat that cannot cause anything to the IC. It's just melting the glue when it's attached to flux. So don't be panic of using it anyway RAM. And you see this glue too. Some people 200 in a hot air can't remove this glue. So don't say because you see me using 200, you are also using 200. If you see that 200 cannot work it through, you push it to at least 250. That's usually the number a lot of people use it. But this hot air gun is kind of latest in the market. With time we will talk about it. If you want me to talk about it, just comment your hot air gun, please, or your hot air gun. I'll do a complete video about it. I it's one of the best. Your workbench too, you make sure after every working and workout, you clean it. I think I think we're almost done for the glue. I'm slowing for you to get what we are doing because from this stage we can pick it up. But I just want to have a clean remove. You can see nothing is boiling over, but the glue is removing. So we're done with the hot air. Give it a little bit clean. We check and see everything is properly removed. Oh, okay. So usually when you do this, you don't wait for the board to cool down. You quickly use a small nozzle. You don't wait for the board to cool down. You quickly use a small nozzle and you can use a small nozzle to pick the glue too. You quickly use a small nozzle to pick up your IC as the board was still hot. That will make it safer and easier for removing. You can see I picked 380. So I'm using this 380 with a small nozzle as you can see to power it on. When I see a little air bubble that shows is limit is getting to the boiling point, then I put my scraper down beneath it. Monitor this side, you see what I was talking about. You see a little bubbles over there. I believe you can see it now. Can you see it? Can you see it? Then we just go in. You don't go in too deeper. I believe you can see the achievement we have there. Let's cross check the IC also. Can see no crack, nothing. First time lead separated as simple as this. That's so nice of removing it. So now we prepare the board, but unfortunately, uh, now we prepare the board, but unfortunately, uh, this this is not the board we're supposed to use. So because this is what we needed most, we should have even lost everything around this. We don't care because the power IC is what we are looking for, and we remove it safely and secure. So now we got to preparation point. This one is going aside. This power IC will then be prepared and reball, then put it back on phone again. Yeah, because uh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing right now. So let's let's dive into the preparation of the IC. Sorry, I thought we were here. Thank you. We give it a little flux. After the flux, we give it a little soda paste. Someone will ask, what is this flux for and what is this soda? When we give it like this, we took our iron, we brush it a little just to make sure we we convert the original lead to ours. We convert the original lead to our lead because our lead has less melting point and the original lead on board has high melting point. So when converting it, you just give it this your lead of 13 138 or you can give it 158. Each one you give it is good to go 138 or 153. So when you give it those lead, you then put it on top like I'm doing. So when you put it like this, you take your iron tip. Don't press it too much. You wipe on it with it. As you are wiping, this one will be melting and getting contact to the original one beneath. So when we're done with this, we give it a little flux again. For now, we are about to clean it. This is how I do when I'm about to clean it. This is how I do it. I take my hot air gun back to 200 temperature. If I want the dirty particles to be off my way, I increase the air speed. When I increase the air speed to 95, it blow everything around. Then come back our iron tip again. So for now, you do it quick because the combined heat make the surface to make the lead to melt quick. So you don't stand a place with your hot air, else you spoil something on your board because the lead tip also has some heat on it. Are we done cleaning? Yeah. So now let's take any rag brush, blower, everything we have in the office. We just wipe it with it. Almost ready for reboiling. But before we reboil it too, we still give it a less temperature solder paste. When we give it a less temperature solder paste, they'll still come back our iron. Now, I'll say the foundation is set. All we will do now is clean, 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 prep prepare, then place. So now that we finish cleaning, you see those always when you are preparing an IC, make sure you don't make them all flat. When you use a lower temperature to finalize the way you want to clean everything around it, you see there are some a little bit balls like this one, that one, the other one, this one. Yeah, leave them. You don't need to scrap it down for them all to be off. Now you leave those bigger ones. I call them holder. Yeah, you know what they do? They help in setting up your stencil so that they, sorry, I pointed them, you didn't see them. I mean this one, that one, and those the ones which are blown up. Yeah, I call them holder because they help in setting up your stencil to the right position so that when you put your lead on it, bam, you go. Because usually when something is not holding it and you mistakenly push it other way around, the stencil might change direction. But when you find these ones down, when you are pushing it, they will be following the same direction. That's why I call them holder. Yeah, it's good to leave them this way if your if your eyes witnesses how clean it was when you check before and then it shows that leaving it that way won't cause any harm and you almost uh halfway through. Now now we need to go back. I And everything you see in this video too, you can contact us if you need some. We have them in stock for sale. You see what I was saying about the holder. You see that? So when I press it over there, you see, you see what I'm saying about the holder. We are not even up here. Let's give our solder paste. Let's give our solder paste a preparation ways for you guys to witness that one too. This is our solder paste. What a sweet verse. Now we clean our scraper. We make sure it's thumbs up, clean up. It's thumbs up, clean up. Some people go like, where will I get, where will I get this paste? Don't worry, we have them in stock. So now that wow. So now that we picked our solder paste, whenever you open it and you pick some from it, make sure you close it. It's very important. Always close your solder distance. Yeah. Now we don't just apply it as soon as we pick it. There is this oil in it that we need to remove those oil. My rag is dirty. Goodbye, rag. Goodbye, rag. We have the rag also in numbered. So now another one on board. Let's see the oil I said it is in this place. Let's see it and remove a lot from it. You put it on a rag or on a tissue paper. You press it down. You change the place to. You press it down like you did the first time. You can see how dry it is. You see how dry it is. You can see how dry it is. Initially, it wasn't like this. So, okay, let's go even under the microscope. There, you see how dry I was talking about. So now we use these two hands to block the stencil. Then we use this to scribe the solder. Have you seen how dry it becomes? You wipe it, you wipe it off also. Then find a tweezers. You find your tweezers, you hold it down. On iZone, I like using it 200. It's slow, but I like the magic. Oh fuck, 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 fuck. My air. I don't supposed to work with that too high air. Imagine if the temperature is too higher. This is what I'm monitoring. Don't misjudge. You can see there is these two pattern here and there. They are not well connected. Although when I try to pick and find out there is nothing left on the borehole, you just pick it up and as there is no this thing on it, let's give it uh I won't advise you for 380. You rather pick up the settings, put it back in, go to 300, then we lift it from there. So we are now at 300. Now we want 300, so you should drop to 10 chill. That's where we want it to be. Tell me what's left. It's 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 like an art. Yeah, it's like an art. There are some key things when you understand them with them, it's good to blend out with it. And whatever you blend it with, it goes. Yeah. So now that we have finished reballing this power IC, we make sure by finding everything clean. Now we give it a flux. When we give it a flux, we then brush it with heat. All ball will be setting and everything will go. Yeah, we finish setting that too. A minute, please. A call. Yeah, hello. Yeah, now. That's yeah. How do you want to put them? Put them down. Don't, Aisha. Kuba, nye kada kizo na yao. So now all the bubbles are set and everything is set on this. Left with the next preparation on the board we are transplanting this our IC to. I I think we, we we are working into the rule. Sha, yeah. The average hour average time I think is an hour time, which we have to at least give it a break and get back to continuum position and continue this video from there. Yeah. Uh, no, when I'm about to continue, let's stay on this video and finish it because if I stop this video, I'll still have to finish my work and I want you to see all everything we did and till the end so that always our video should be complete. We have did a lot of mistake which we couldn't complete some of our videos. We are so sorry for you guys that that happens. So now we have it now, so at least we should complete the video. This is the board we are replacing the power IC for. So now always remember this, your decks should be clean and neat. Always make sure your desks is ta 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 ta. Preparation and everything on this was already done. I think that was last night, right? Yeah. So We don't have the power IC, and a friend gave us the iCloud board to remove that power IC from it. So that was where the idea comes in, that we should drop a video of how to remove a power IC. And this friend said he wants to watch the video at his workplace. We should please do it. And our regards to Big Rush. Yeah, Big Rush. Our regards to you. This one is the spoiled one, so the body is very important to us. 300 will take us a lot of time, so we are going 380. Normally we don't work with this 380, we work with 420 because we understand our hot air gun and we run fast with it. We know the timing. Yeah, big bro is not that important. So as we remove it, the body is a little bit hotter right now. We can use a blade to cut. We can use a blade to cut it. You see where we have the solder board. This is where we have the ball, and that's the only place we have in the ball because we understand our temperature well. No ball anywhere else. We can use our blade to cut off all the this thing. We can use our blade to cut it off. So for